Good morning and welcome to our Science Museum of Seconda Media B, Scuola Internazionale di Pavia. Now we will focus about cats. Something about cats. The cat is a carnivorous mammal belonging to the felidae family. There are about 50 different races recognized with certifications. There are two types of cats, the domestic cat and the wild cat. The domestic cat have short hair and have a quieter character than the selvatic cat. And the selvatic cats have long hair. The races of cats more present. The Persian, Maine Coon, exotic short hair, Abyssinian, Siamese, Ragdoll, Sphinx, Burmese, or scared cat of Burma.
In this part of the museum, we will talk about black holes. A black hole is a celestial body with a very intense gravitational field that makes it impossible for everything, literally everything, also light, that arrives on the event horizon to exit. It originates from a massive star at the end of its life that collapses on itself. This star needs to be very, very times higher than the sun. Because it makes it impossible also for light to exit, it's invisible. It can be observed only if we look at the effects that it has on the space around it. After a very long time, a black hole can also die. This happens because the particles of the object that were captured start exiting from the singularity at quarks, and when all the particles have exited, the black hole stops existing. This process is very long. It takes hundreds of thousands of years and more. The most known black hole in cinematographic history is Gargantua in Interstellar, a film made by Christopher Nolan in 2014. This movie was made also with the Kip Thorne, a physicist that has also won the Nobel from Physics. Thanks to him, Interstellar has the most accurate simulation of a black hole ever. However, the one in the movie is a little bit modified because the real one will be too confusing because of the high gravitation of the black hole. We also have an image of a real black hole obtained in 2019. It's an image of the gravitational field around a black hole that we found in the galaxy M87. It has a mass of 6.6 billion times the one of the Sun and around 20 times the one of the black hole in the center of our galaxy.
In this museum wall, I will talk about the classification of animals. The inventor of the classification of animals is Carlo Linneo. Linneo divides the animal for their locomotion: animals that walk, that swim, animals that fly, and animals that crawl. Carlo Linneo also divides the animal in vertebrates and invertebrates. Now I will give to you some curiosity about Carlo Linneo. Carlo Nilsson Linnaeus, born in Rashult in the 23 May in the 1007, and he dies in Uppsala in the 10 January in the 1778. He was a doctor, a botanist, and a naturalist.
Welcome in the Kiwi room. What is the Kiwi? The Kiwi is a strange kind of animal. It looks like a normal mammal, but isn't really. It's not a mammal, but the Kiwi is a bird. The Kiwi unfortunately can't fly because thousands of years ago, the Kiwi started to adapt to the terrestrial habitat. And they stopped using their wings and started moving with their feet. And they started hunting. Kiwis are also the national animal of New Zealand. The biology of the kiwi. Kiwis are territorial animals. In fact, they usually have 5 to 50 hectares of territory. They live in pairs, but if they do not do that, that means that kiwi is searching for a partner. Kiwis are small birds. They arrive to 35 to 60 centimeters. Kiwi do eggs, and their eggs are a bit smaller than the size of their body. Kiwis eat spiders, insects, larvae of different types, snails, fallen fruits from trees, small fish, and amphibians. Kiwis can be divided in different species, but they are not so different. The only thing that changes is the size of the body. The different species are Apteryx rowe, Apteryx australis, Apteryx australis lowry, Apteryx hesti, Apteryx ownei.
Hello everyone. Today we will talk about the human body. Here we can see three completely different systems: the muscular one, the skeletal one, and the circulatory one. Instead, here we can find the names of the different components of both the muscular and skeletal systems. They are both very important, even though they perform different functions. The muscular system, it is the set of organs that allow through muscle contraction, the movement of subject, and the flow of substances inside the organs, such as blood and food. Instead, the function of the skeletal systems are support, the protection of soft and delicate parts such as the skull, which protects the brain, the rib cage, which protects the lungs, and the spine, which protects the spinal cord and bone marrow. So the other functions are balance, together with muscles and joints under the control of the nerves, movement being closely connected to the muscles, the production of red, white blood cells and platelets by the bone marrow, plastic that it gives shapes to the body, and finally the mineral storage. Instead, here we can see the main differences between the female and the male body.
This is the part dedicated to fat plants. Fat plants are known as succulent plants, but improperly called fat plants. Are those plants that have special fabrics that allow them to store large quantities of waters. Because of the presence of those fabrics, leaves, stems, and roots became fleshy and swollen, taking on different shapes. Usually those plants are called altogether cacti, but a cactus is a specific species of plants that comes from America. These are their characteristics. Succulent plants are suitable for living in arid environments, so they need lots of water. This is what fat plants do to reduce their water loss. Some of them use a specific metabolism called CAM to minimize the water loss. Absent reduced leaves or spherical shapes. Reduction of the numbers of stomata. The stem is the main site of photosynthesis. The growth form is compact, columnar or spherical, presence of waxes, cuttings, and hairs on the external surface.
This section of the museum is dedicated to the periodic table. The periodic table of the elements is a scheme that orders the chemical elements using the atomic number. It was invented in 1869 by the chemist Dmitry Ivanovsky Mendeleev. At the beginning, there were numerous empty spaces to add new elements that weren't discovered yet. It's made up of 18 groups and 7 periods that are divided in gases, metals, and non-metals. Lithium, from the Greek word lithios or stone, is the chemical element that in the periodic table is indicated with the symbol Li and with the atomic number 3. It's found in the first group. Lithium is, in its pure form, is a soft silvery white metal. It oxides quickly with air or water.
It is the lightest of solid elements and is mostly used in heat conductor alloys, in batteries, and in medicines. Lithium is the lightest metal. As every alkali metal, lithium reacts easily with water. In nature, it is not found as a metal because of its reactivity. If heated, it produces a crimson flame, but when it burns intensely, the flame turns into a vibrant white.
In this room, we talk about seal. So, seal in general. It is live mainly in water, but also on land. Seal is a mammal, and it is famous for its funny appearance. So, we are going to talk about harp seal. The harp seal eats fish, squid, or shellfish. It comes from Greenland. It can reach 2 meters long and can weigh 114 or 190 kilograms. The puppies have a white fur that they lose after 3 weeks. The curiosity is that on the back, the adults have a large dark patch with the shape of a harp. From it is coming its Italian and English name.
In this room, I will talk about plants and their reproduction. Plants are living organisms, therefore they have a life cycle that depends on the type of plants. There are 3 types of different plants based on the length of their life cycle. Annuals, they live only 1 season. Biennials, they live 2 seasons and they reproduce in the second. Perennials, they live for several seasons. The reproduction of the plants. Reproduction is the process that leads to the birth of a new plant. It can happen in 2 ways. Sexual, in which an egg is fertilized by pollen from the same plant or from a different plant. From fertilization, the seed is formed, which gives rise to the new plant, which will have genetic characteristics similar but not the same to those of the parents. Asexual, that is without fertilization, but through vegetative organs that detach from the mother plant. This detachment can occur naturally or artificially through human intervention.
In this room, we will talk about volcanoes. What are volcanoes? A volcano is a fracture in the earth crust from which magma emerges in the form of lava. It is the lava that subsequently cooling down gives to rise the characteristic molten called the volcanic cone by overlapping the volcanic building. The structure of a volcano. A normal volcano is made by a magma chamber, a chimney, or a volcanic duct, a crater or a summit mouth, and 1 or more secondary conducts and a lateral cracks.
We're now going to talk about the placebo effect. What's a placebo effect? In medical field, a placebo is a medicine or therapy, sometimes even an operation, that doesn't have any real healing power. The effect is obtained by making the subject believe that the placebo is going to have a positive effect on their body. The point where the patient's body will feel said positive effect. In fact, placebo is a Latin word meaning I shall please. This effect has been used since the 17th century without doctors. The opposite of this phenomenon is the placebo effect, in which the placebo is depicted as negative to the patient. An experiment. In 1996, 56 volunteers took part in a study to test a new painkiller called Trivaricane. On each subject, one index finger was covered in the new painkiller while the other remained untouched. Then both were squeezed in painful clasps. The subject reported that the treated finger felt less than the untreated one. This shouldn't be surprising, except Trivaricane wasn't actually a painkiller.
To suffocate lotion with no pain-easing properties at all.